What's up? If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. This is just a practice piece, I guess. It doesn't have, like, it doesn't serve a purpose for anything. I just needed to change things up for a little bit than what I'd normally been doing. Because, like, a lot of the stuff I've been doing, I haven't been doing speed art of it. But I'll give you a sample of what I've been doing for the most part. So, I'm working on this brand called Murder Meat. And here's a... like this design right here, I've already printed all these off. It's just I have yet to still screen print the neck tags and the shirts before I start getting them ready for a sale. I'll show you the ones I already printed off. Let's see. That one. Yeah, I'm not a big, I use it, but I'm not a big fan of the shape builder tool because it doesn't do perfect cuts compared to the Pathfinder. But just for doing a job, this big, it's really convenient. I just had to be careful and clean up any parts that get off track, I should say. This right here is for this right here I probably put in I'd say 5 hours. But I've got Netflix streaming over here too, so that slows it down quite a bit. But the stuff I haven't been streaming or doing speed art of is is this stuff here. Hey, appreciate it. I personally prefer doing this stuff here since it's a lot easier and it's only one color. But like I said, I gotta change it up every once in a while. There's that. But I've been jumping into a bunch of an older Manga Studio, which I don't like really doing that type of artwork. That's resolution restricted. That's why I stick to photo or Illustrator most of the time. But there's a bunch. I have a bunch of stuff I have to get done. But the last thing I was working on is this, but I don't know what I have no fucking clue what to do with it still. I gotta do color changes and probably excuse me, add more stuff to the bottom of it. Well, for this, shit. I borrowed some of the assets on this from well, my actually I think it's the last speed art I did was I think it's called what, Power Trip or something like that. Yeah, I started stealing some shit from here. I mean, I think the only thing I took from this to the other one was these trees, because the rock styles, I was gonna use rocks, but the styles of the rocks don't match with the way the design's going. Yeah, these wouldn't work. These are more like low poly compared to this flat type style. And you guys do Illustrator at all or no? Have you watched the video I did on Illustrator? Because I did a video on, I don't know if you've seen it or not. Oh, let's see, what the hell is that called? If I remember what the design is called, I can show you which one it is. Here it is. Did you see the video on this one here? Because I'm sorry if you've already seen it or I'm repeating, but I mean, I go through, I mean, I don't do the whole thing, but for the majority, I mean, on how to do this the way I'm doing it right now on this design here. I'm not exactly for sure what I called that one. It's about 45 minutes long. It'll probably crash as I'm on YouTube on 2 channels, or on 2 browsers. Shit, this one's old. Yeah, but here it is right here. Yep, that's it. Yeah, it's 40 minutes long. It's pretty much using the shape builder tool for the most part. Yeah, no problem. Like, I do more of them, but the thing is, it's like, YouTube's already swamped with, like, tutorials on how to do stuff, so, I mean, I really don't consider what I could provide beneficial, other than my style of doing the artwork. You know, it's... My thing is, like, when I first started, there was... All the tutorials that I ever found, and still are out there, are the exact same, like, you know, was it cookie cutter, you know, copy and paste tutorials. They don't go into, like, detail on how to do certain things like in a more stylized way. So, I mean, I had to learn everything myself to create my own style with Illustrator. And I got a tutorial series. I think it's like, I don't even know why I have I think it's like $20 or 25, but it's just got a shitload of videos that I go through doing this stuff here. But the thing is, like, you can only do so many videos on, like, doing your artwork, you know? I mean, with Illustrator, there really isn't much changing in the program itself. Unlike if you did Photoshop or... I mean, if you're... The only way is, like, if you're drawing, that's where you can do more videos of. But, I mean, doing this shit, and me tossing a video out on how to do... Well, how to, you know... do a 360 rotation of a circle. There's already videos on that, so that's why I don't do a lot of tutorial videos of some of the shit in or most of the stuff in Illustrator. And I mean, for what I've put out tutorial wise, that's all I need to put out, because I'm not going to keep on adding the same shit over and over again. I mean, I just give you... Because I give you, like, the artwork in the videos, but there's only so many characters you can do until it's just so repetitive that you already know how to do it. So, I mean, I figure if you do 1 or 2, you're pretty much set. The only thing that could be different is how the characters are laid out in overlapping paths. That's the only thing that could be more beneficial from one video to the next. So I don't. me see if I have something really quick. I'll show you. File. New. Let's see what I have in my yeah, and that's the thing, is like they're all basic, and there's no style in it. Everybody's just copying off of everybody else's tutorials and just doing the same shit. I mean, it'd be no different if I, you know, went online, looked at a tutorial, then just did it on my YouTube channel. So that's why I don't bother doing that shit. I mean, every once in a while, if there's something that I don't see online tutorial wise, yeah, then I'll post it up. But for the most part, it's kind of a waste of time. Let me find. No, fuck it, I'll just draw it really quick. But I know I had one. Let's see. I gotta draw it because I can't. I have an issue of trying to like do it without a visual reference. So let's go with something like this. If you want to see this, just let me know. If not, I'll just fucking skip it. Let's see. Alright, file. Alright, so what I'm talking about here is how the tongue overlaps. So the way I do this is I always usually start out with a 3-point stroke. I don't know why, but I trace this out first. Gosh, that's 3 points still bothers the hell out of me with 5. So what I do is I do a lot of duplicating. Just for backup, especially for doing something like this. So I'll duplicate that. And then I want this tongue to overlap, but I want it to follow the path right here. So what I'll do is I'll select this and then cut out the tongue. So when you put that back, it's going to end up matching the path right here. And then I'll just duplicate that again. Like I said, I always make duplicates just in case you mess up. And I'll drag that back. I'll drag this under the tongue. And I want this closed right here, so what I'm going to do is select that, cut it there and there. I'll grab these two and lock them with Control 2. I use PC, so. And then what you do is when you go to a point like this where you're closing it, you hold down Alt, click and drag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the tongue and bring it on top with Control Shift and right bracket. So now it's on top. And I'm going to copy that and then subtract from the actual mouth opening with the Pathfinder. The thing is, you'll get stuff like this too. So I run into it myself. Is say you end up doing more work to this, but then you get an issue to where it wasn't subtracting. It's because you have to ungroup all the small shit right here. So what I'll do is I'll lock the mouth opening again with Control 2 and select all that and delete it. And then Control F to paste that tongue in there. So now it's going to be a smooth path all the way around. And you won't have any like divots if you try to do this manually by trying to match up this line right here. I hope that makes sense to you. And by doing it that way, you can actually, now you knock the tongue out of the actual mouth opening, and you can fill that with a solid color. And being you have these two right here, I want these to taper off. I have expand, says a shortcut, as Control E. So So I'll do is I'll grab both of these and hit Control E and expand them, and then get the direct, select the white one, and then click on the end and just drag them together. Like that's how I do pretty much all the mouths on all my characters, is that exact method. And if I'll say I wanted to color the design, say it's completely done, what I'll do is I'll duplicate the whole design. So I have a top and a bottom, and I'll sandwich in between there the highlights and the shadows. So what I'll do is for the bottom one down here, I will make this the flats, and I'll just color it all in red. So for instance, I'll have this layer here set as multiply, and being red isn't going to multiply, I have to go with the darker red. So, but you can either go, depending on how you want your style to look, you can either go with the pencil tool and just do a really fast pass by with it, or you can just, you know, go with the pen tool. It's totally up to you and how you want your style to be. So by doing it this way, no matter what, if you do multiply, I mean, it's going to be hidden in the black. But if you ended up going with your highlights, you'd switch to screen mode. I don't know how much of a difference this is going to make here color-wise, but alright, so knock off that multiply. We'll let it do shit. So, alright, for this being in screen mode, it's going to show on your actual black line work. So that's why I sandwich those two in between there, the highlights and the shadows, so you have a top layer to cover all that up for you. Another way to do shadows shadows and highlights is to keep it consistent, is you could easily, let me delete this, create a layer and do one complete black, and then drop down the opacity down to about 30% is a normal average, to where, I mean, it looks decent. So, let's see how this looks. Yeah, so I mean that's black at 30. Then if we do white for the highlights, drop this layer down to 30. Yeah, I mean that works. I mean, pretty much if you're just going for a, a basic flat style. So I mean, by me showing this, I mean I hope you got something out of it. And if I went too fast, anything, just fucking type it out, and I'll redo it for you. I mean, I can show you how to make a... Well, in that video I posted in there, it shows you how to make a quick stylized mountain, the way I run through them really quick. Let's go with the gradient. So I'd pick just two colors right here. I mean, what I'm doing right here is the exact same shit I'm doing over there. So then I'd grab the peak right here. Then grab both of... Oh shit, not that. Grab both of these, Shift M to bring up Shape Builder tool. I have my multiply and screen mode set to Shift D and Shift S. So I'd grab that and hit Shift D, make it a little bit darker. And for a snow cap, I'll just grab this gradient here. Go with that. Just angle that in a little bit. And I usually stop. I always make a point or a peak on where the two lines meet together. Then grab these two here, Shift M, Alt for the minus sign, or to knock it out. And then, this exact same thing. I mean, it doesn't really matter there. You can just, well, I'm going the wrong way. Then Shift D. It's that simple. I mean, and after you do that, I mean, you can warp these and, change the size and shit of all these and just change the colors. So, I mean, they look somewhat different. I actually do a lot of blue and greens. But, yeah, I mean, this is really quick stylized work. Also, here's something that I was having issues today using Gaussian blur. So let's see, go to, where's that? Let's see if I can find it now. Document. I probably won't be able to find it. There's a setting in here where you have to turn on or alias, whatever however you want to call it. If you don't do it, your blurs will be completely pixelated compared to being more of a soft blur like this. Shit. I probably won't be able to find the options now. No, that's not it. But anyway, if you can't get your blurs to look right, it's an issue with an option on here. I can't even find it now. Damn it. That's not it. Actually, this would be a good video to do. Looks like oh, here it is. The hell am I thinking? Right here. So if I go over here and this option right here, and I click that off, watch how these blurs would look. So if I, the hell, ungroup. So if I go to Effect, nope, that's not it. Effect, Blur, Preview. Something's not working right. I don't know why this is grabbing everything. So Effect, Blur. Right, for some reason it's not working how it should now. But anyway, if you have issues to where your shit's looking pixelated when you try to blur it, the option's right here. Document raster effects. So if you have any more questions, ask and I'll answer them for you right here. This is an issue that I run into. I don't know how the hell to fix it, but like when I try to zoom in, it auto locks and keeps on zooming in on the same spot. And it looks like Illustrator crashed too. Give it a check. Fuck, did a lot better than me when I started. Just wish I could enlarge it. Like, what I'm trying to do right now is, I've been trying to find a way to easily make waves in, what's it called? You know, with arcs and all that stuff. Because, like, the issue I was having is I wanted to find a way to, like, have it narrow and to get bigger. And, I couldn't find anything, online to do that. But the way I figured it out is if you create a line. I fucking hope I remember how to do this. I look like a dumbass. So I grab that and go to Object and Envelope Distort and go with the Warp. And you have the arcs options, the same as you would over in the effects. But here, you can twist it, make it narrower on one end, and make it wider on the other. Or, I mean, you could go about, what's it called? The hell is that? Oh, envelope distort or mesh, which I really don't care for this because you have to put, you know, rows in here. Then pull these out individually, and that's just way too much work. What else is there? Oh, another thing too I can show you is you ever use the spine for paths? It'd be so for instance, let's say I made a blend. So I grab these, go to Object, Blend. We'll go with 8. Then Control-Alt-B. So then if you wanted a specific path for these to travel on, you create it. And then what you do is you grab both of these together, then go to Object, Path, and no, was it Blend? Yeah, Blend, my bad. And replace Spine. And then travel the path. But unfortunately, what I tried earlier is I wanted this rainbow piece here to follow that, and it didn't work out. I'll show you what I got so you don't make the mistake I did. So what happens is this ends up it's just a kind of it's kind of a neat effect. It gives like a pixel type look, but Control Alt B. That's not what I wanted. Object, blend options. We have to go up with like a high number. And then grab this, then go to Object, Blend. See, that's the type of effect you get. I mean, it's a cool effect, but it's clearly not what you're looking for, so. But I can show you how to make a brush that is close to Photoshop. It's kind of rigorous on your system, though, but... So, let me remember how to do this. So, create one circle, copy and paste it back in front, and downsize it. Then the big outside circle, you bring the opacity down to 0. Then what you're going to do is go to Blend. But options, the higher you go, the better it is, but we'll just go with 30. And Control Alt B, and you get a fade like this. Now, what you can do is go to your brushes and grab this and toss it in your brushes. Art brush. That looks fine to me. Then grab the brush, and you'll get like these. You get this fade or this feather effect. Which I might end up using that on this. But I mean, it's all based on how big, you know, you make that brush initially. So it's a good idea to do a backup of that brush specifically, so you know how to resize it. Now that looks like. But anyway, you got the idea for that. Now, is there a certain style you're going for with your design? I mean, were you just going for like a flat style, or would you go something more colorized in depth with like something like this? Still there, Super, or no? Hey, message me your email, and I'll send you something. So I'll send it to you right now if you want. The colors aren't bad on it. It just depends on, like, I didn't know if you're going for, you know, the flat, or if you're going for, like, something like what this is right here, you know, the gradients and all that crap. What's the point of these things? But yeah, like I said, give me your email, and I'll send you a link to something. But it's a timed link, so you have to download everything, like, right away. like what I found best, that works a lot with, like, for instance, what you're doing, is going with, for your paths, is using the round joint for a lot of the stuff. That's what I've been using a lot. So I found that, like, when I put a stroke around the whole character, if you don't have those points at a certain, like, angle, when you increase the stroke on the outside, it'll get some really awkward angles and it doesn't look right. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, like I said, just message me your email and I'll send you something. Shit. Ah, shit. Cool. Well, that should do it. I appreciate you guys for sticking around for, what was it, the hour and 20 minutes. But I'd head to bed. In the meantime, have a good one.